handled. All right, guys, welcome. We're going to get started here. We got about a 2.5, 3-minute countdown before we get started. You're just joining us. This is going to be an outstanding. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're going to get started here in just about 2 minutes. If you are just joining us, I would like to invite you to reach out to any team members that are not here with you right now. Let them know that we've got a very important training call that's happening tonight. And we are going to be diving into a lot of the information that was shared today, a lot of the new verticals that have been launched. We're going to be talking a little bit about how to...
Vamos a estar hablando un poco acerca de cómo...
All right, our interpretation is now live. All right, if you can hear me on the English speaking line, please let me know just by dropping me a little message in the chat. And hopefully our translation is coming through as well.
Kevin Shabbat here from a beautiful forest in Oregon.
Mr. Shabbat, how are you today, my friends?
Well, if I was any better, I'd be you.
Hey, you're hitting my line.
Well, ask me again. Please.
I love it. How you doing today, Kevin?
Well, it's a good day to have a good day.
I think it's great because he won the Powerball.
Yeah. Hey, Boomy. It was all a dream.
Did you turn it to reality though? You're supposed to be working to do that.
Hey, I'll take my chances with IX Global. That's where the real lottery is. It's not even a lottery.
All right, guys, I'm going to give it just about 1 more minute, and then we will go ahead and get started. Boomy, if you wouldn't mind, would you let in the team page let everybody know that we are live as well by dropping a link in there?
Absolutely.
And then do I have any volunteers to help me allow people into the room here while we're doing, we're rocking and rolling in case I miss somebody waiting in the waiting room? Kevin and Sarah, I'm going to make you guys a co-host just in case you see anybody in the waiting room. Boomy, I'm going to make you a co-host just in case you see anybody in the waiting room as well. Feel free to add them. And let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Still have some people that are coming into the room right now. And I'm sure many more will be joining us. So, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am excited to be here with you today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Travis Flaherty, and I want to welcome those of you that are live here with us right now on today's mentorship training. For those of you that are catching the replay, welcome also. We've got a great training in store for you today. What you can expect with today's training is we're going to be diving into, I'm going to use the term verticals, and what I mean by verticals, or how about pillars? We're going to be diving into the different pillars that IX Global is introducing here during our 2.0 pre-launch. Now, as many of you know, we are going through an exciting rebranding and almost repositioning, if you will, in the market. Our mission remains the same: to innovate, to inspire, and to impact lives around the world. And we are going to continue to focus on that innovation as it relates to all things digital entrepreneurship, and the emerging trends that are happening in the world today that are focused around blockchain, that are focused around all things skills related, digital entrepreneurship related. And so we're going to be diving into those different pillars, and we're going to be talking about how they will play a role in our future. So we're going to define those. We're going to be talking about each role that they have in the overall opportunity. The second thing that we're going to be talking about today is we're going to get into how do you promote this new 2.0 vision? What are some of the conversations that we have around travel? How do I talk to somebody about travel? How do I get them interested? The third thing that we're going to be getting into is strategy. What's the strategy that we take a prospect through? What does that look like? How do we ultimately take somebody from, let's say social media, where they say, hey, okay, I just got muted for a second. Can you guys hear me okay? You guys hearing me all right? Okay, good. All right. I saw that I somehow got muted. So we're going to be talking about what process do we take that prospect through? And then finally, to close out today, I'm going to give you 5 action steps. So that is what we're going to be diving into. So once again, welcome to our IX Global 2.0. I'm going to call this our very first VIP mentorship training for our IX distributors that are here to grow an IX Global business. I want to say thank you, first and foremost, to those of you that have been with us, that have stayed with us throughout some of the challenges that we've gone through. I always say that, sometimes you go through challenges in life to push you down a different path to exactly where you're supposed to be. I also believe that everything that has transpired over the course of the last few months didn't happen to us, it happened for us. I believe that we had to go through this refiner's fire, so to speak, so that ultimately we can arrive at this beautiful new brand, this new vision that we are introducing. As you know, between now and the end of the year, over the next 75 days or so, we are going to be introducing almost on a weekly basis right now, new verticals, new opportunities, new services, new tools, new systems. So it's going to be a very exciting time. But it also requires you to understand that it's not going to be perfect all at one time. It's not going to be perfect all at one time. In network marketing, there's typically different stages that companies go through, right? The first stage, it's kind of the pioneering stage. And how I describe that is, I want you guys to imagine that we're going out into the jungle, and there's this dense jungle in front of us. There's no paths at all. And so as we enter into that jungle, somebody has to clear the path, right? So you've got your machete and you're literally clearing the path, and you're clearing that path for others to come behind you. And along the way, I'm talking, it's dense. It's a little bit scary. You don't know what you're going to come across. There could be snakes, and there could be all kinds of dangerous animals, and it's not for everybody. I will tell you that the pioneering stage is not for everyone. But I also know this. It's the pioneers that they write about in the history books. It's the pioneers they write about in the history books. And then as we continue to move forward, we get into that second stage. Now, all of a sudden, we start to come across this dirt path, right? It's not as dense as it used to be. We can go a little bit faster. There might still be some pot roads along the way, but now we can start to, jog and even maybe start to run a little bit. And then eventually you come across this super highway. And the super highway, it's all about just speed, right? And acceleration, about momentum. And if you look at any successful direct selling company that's made it to the top, right? I'm talking about, $500 million to $1 billion or beyond. They've gone through those stages. And they've gone through those stages sometimes at different periods throughout their career, if you will, because sometimes these companies have had to pivot. They've gone through, a lot of them, some of the big boys that are out there that we know of, Herbalife, Melaleuca, they've gone through major lawsuits and they've been victorious, but it was challenging and they've had to pivot. And so what I want you to understand is that we are, I wouldn't say that we're in the beginning pioneering stage by any means, right? We've got 2.5 years behind us to establish an incredible culture, an incredible community. And I always say that when culture and community align, that's when momentum occurs. But I would dare say that we are, we're back on that dirt road again, and it requires that leadership. Now, there's 3 types of people that you're going to encounter in your current organization right now. And you've got to decide. I'm going to ask you to make a decision at the end of today's call, but I'm going to tell you up front what those three, or who those three people are. So the first person, or the first group of people, are going to be the people that are waiting. Okay? So we're talking about people inside of your organization, maybe team members that you've worked with over the last year or longer, and you're going to come across three types of people right now. The first one are the people that are waiting, right? They're in a, indecision leads to inactivity. They're uncertain. They're waiting to see everything. They want to know how everything works. They need to know every single detail before they decide to take action again. Okay, so that's category one. In fact, I'm going to put these up on my board. So we've got the waiters. Okay, number two, you've got the watchers. Okay, now, the watchers, most people in life are spectators. It's just the truth. It's just the reality, right? It's the reason why, we fill up coliseums and football stadiums and soccer stadiums around the world. Why? Because people love to watch other people live their dreams. Have you ever noticed that? People love to be spectators. And the reality is most people are going to sit back and they're going to watch. And in fact, you're going to have a lot of people right now that have their eyes on you. A lot of your friends, a lot of your family members, even your team members that are going to watch you, and they're going to say, I don't know if they're going to pull this off. I don't know if they're going to be successful. They're going to be watching very closely to see if you're going to be here in 90 days still as excited as you are right now. So you've got these people that are watchers in your group that are, they're sitting back, they're spectators. Maybe they're spectators that are showing up to the calls, but they're not going to do anything. They just show up to the call. They like the camaraderie. They like the community, but they're not taking action on their goals and dreams. Okay, so that's number two. Then you have number three. You've got those leaders, right? The leaders, the dream merchants. Let's call them the dream merchants. You know what a dream merchant is? A dream merchant is somebody that casts the vision. They don't need to know all the little details. They're casting the vision, they're carrying the torch, they're clearing the path for everybody else to follow, right? These are the people that, listen, I don't know exactly how the travel program is going to work yet, but here's what I do know. I know Joe Martinez. I know this corporate team has worked literally 18, 20-hour days for the last 60 days working through this. I know that we have persevered over the course of the last few weeks and had a major victory. I know our leadership, and I stand with them. And I know, even though I don't know every little detail, I know what it's going to look like in the future. I know that 2024 is going to be victorious, and I'm declaring and speaking victory today. Can I get an amen? Those are the leaders, right? I will tell you right now which one that I am. I've already decided. I'm here. I don't know all the details. I'm doing my best to convey those details to you as they come out on a weekly basis. But what I do know is I know that we will reclaim the #1 momentum position in the industry in 2024. And I know that we will exceed the goals that we had previously. I know where we are going, and that's all I need, right? Because dream merchants, they focus on the big picture and they work themselves backwards. And you know what? Every successful momentum and movement, any successful movement, you have to have these. You have to have these. And when you look at the numbers right now that are on this call today, I look at you guys as the number 3s. I hope that you are. Because I promise you that these numbers will grow. Because what will happen is the number 3s are going to march forward, and these number 2s are going to go, well, maybe I should follow. This is starting to look kind of exciting. And pretty soon the waiters are going to go, wait a second, wait for me. And all of a sudden you start to get the momentum going again. So if you're here today, congratulations. And if you're watching this, I'm going to ask you to make a decision by the end of today's training. And I'm going to ask you guys as well. So So we've got a lot of excitement that's going on right now. So I want to break it all down for you, and let's kind of make sure that we understand how everything fits together in this beautiful kind of puzzle piece that this masterpiece that they've been working on behind the scenes. So first of all, I want to talk about xlife. I think people are a little confused about xlife. You know, xlife sounds like it could be like a way of life, right? Or it could be, you know, is it a culture thing? xlife is a platform. xlife is a free digital empowerment platform that we are offering to the world. And inside of this amazing platform, there's going to be all kinds of different resources and different opportunities for people to be able to start learning, for people to start earning, for people to start growing, for people to start developing their leadership skills. All of that is going to exist inside of xlife. Let me pull this up here just a second. So some of you guys have seen this before. Sorry, we got people coming into the room. There we go. Okay. So you've got this free digital empowerment club. And inside of this empowerment club, people are going to have opportunities to be able to start learning, again, to start earning, to start developing their leadership. You know, Jim Rohn says it best, if you want to earn more, you have to become more, right? To start going through that growth process. Now, what are you going to see when you first log into xlife? And we'll talk about how we're going to get people into xlife in just a moment. I want you to imagine that when you create your free membership, and all of you in the coming days ahead will have an opportunity to be able to go in, create your free membership. And once you go into xlife, I want you to imagine that the first thing you see is it says, welcome, Sarah, Shabbat, to the community. Take a look around, check out some of the various different groups that we currently have to offer that you might be interested in, okay? And so you might have a group that is called I Am a Trader, right? I am a trader. Like trader is in like financial trader, right? So I'm a trader. And so if I'm interested in financial literacy and I'm interested in learning some skill sets that might help me to be able to manage my money a little bit more efficiently, this is going to be a great group for me, right? I would join the group. Now, what's happening inside of the group? There are hosts of these particular groups. Now, the hosts of these groups are all of the different traders that we have. So what are they posting inside of the group? They're posting valued content that does what? Quality content establishes trust, and trust drives revenue. That's one of the best formulas that I could teach you for social media when it comes to building a business on social media. Quality content establishes trust. Trust drives revenue. So they are constantly adding value, little tips about, basic beginning skill sets all the way to advanced, sharing testimonials of people that have had success. So this group is taking the prospect and moving them along and establishing trust, right? Very similar to our ATM groups, right? It's essentially what it is. Now, what other groups might you find when you log in? Well, what if you're a mompreneur and you have an interest in building a business, but also being a mom? And you don't want to go to an office every single day. You want to stay at home with your children, but you still want to be a lady boss. You still want to build a very successful business, and you want to empower other women around the world like yourself. So inside of this mompreneur group, there will be hosts that talk about how they do it, how they manage it, what's their routines look like, some different tips, encouraging, thoughts that allow the people that are like-minded to be able to feel inspired, right? So that they might be interested in taking that next step. Now, what's another group? I want to leave you mompreneurs out. We got to have a dadpreneur club, right? So there might be a dadpreneur group. Now, what's another one? Well, what about a traveler? I am a traveler. Instead of I am a trader, I'm a traveler. And inside of the travel group, there's all kinds of travel tips, ways to be able to save money when it comes to travel, to be able to, learn how to be able to access wholesale versus retail pricing. Pictures of our team members and community that are out there standing on these beautiful beaches of the world, holding up our little Dreamtrips X banners. And I'm sure there will be a very, very catchy tagline. If I know our marketing team and our marketing directors and Liv and Ozzy, they will come up with something in these little banners Every time you take a trip, you're going to get a little probably package that arrives in the mail, little towels, things that you can take pictures of. And when you're on your trip, so all of that stuff's going to be pictured inside of this group. And the people that are on the trips are going to share their experiences inside the group. So now, if I'm one of these free xlife people that came in just to kind of check things out, great. Now, maybe there's another one down here. Maybe I'm interested in building a online business, right? So maybe I'm going to focus on online business. And you guys get the picture, right? There's an endless amount of groups that will continue to be created. Now, here's the thing. If I'm free and I come in and I just want to join some of these groups and I'm now introduced to the community, I start to get to know some of the other people that are in the community, some of the hosts and other people. What it does is it moves me from a place of curiosity where now that starts to establish trust to now I'm open to a conversation. And that conversation is with whoever added them to the group, right? So this is what xlife is it's a free digital empowerment club. Now, there will also be a paid side, right? What's the ultimate goal? To move them from here to here. That's it. That's the goal. We want to move them from here where they see enough value here that they ultimately say, I want to become a member because I want to have access to all of these different amazing trading groups, right? So I keep hearing about all these amazing trading groups that are happening all over the world, and I would love to be able to access some of them. So if I want to access some of these, how do I do that, right? So they're going to reach out to you and say, hey, listen, how do I join the Empire IX group where I can start learning and getting on some of these classes that they're constantly talking about? You know, how do I join this new crypto nerds group? How do I gain access to that? Right? So they're gonna come to you eventually and say, listen, I keep hearing about this, tell me more, right? So this is all designed to move them from one exposure to the next. Or if I'm a traveler, hey man, I'm seeing a lot about this different travel group and it sounds really, really cool to me. Tell me more about it. I'd like to be able to access the membership portal that gives me access to all of these amazing wholesale travel opportunities that are available to me. So the whole objective is to move them from here to here. Now, we will have, just so that you know, we will have a Facebook ATM group, okay? Add tag message. And if you haven't seen that training, we have another training that you can go and download or click on to be able to watch how we utilize add tag and message to be able to effectively grow our business. It's a big part of our overall strategy. But for today's sake, what I want you to understand is the reason we're still going to use Facebook is because Facebook has this, that's where everybody is, right? People are already on social media. They're already on Facebook. And when you add someone to a community, to a group, and they're inside of the group, now that every time you post, you're going to get a notification because they're inside of the group. Right? You add somebody to the group. So let's say Boomy adds me to the group. She adds me to the group. She tags me on the welcome post with a few different options for me to start learning a little bit more about this community. And from there, I'm now inside of the group and I start getting dripped on a regular basis because we're going live and we're talking about our travel. We're going live and we're talking about our trading. But here's the thing. Everything that we talk about in there is focused on one thing, getting them to create a free xlife account. Your ability, listen to this, your success with the new 2.0 model is largely going to depend on a few key elements here. The first one is your ability to edify the information that is being shared inside of xlife. Okay, the information that is being shared inside of xlife. And I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. Number two, it's edifying the people that are sharing the information inside of this group. Okay, so it's the information in the group, the people that are sharing that's being shared, and number three is the opportunities that are being shared inside of the group. So if I'm talking to Wild Bill, I might say, listen, Bill, I recently joined this community. It's an online digital community, and you know, since I've joined this community, I have to tell you that I am learning so much. There's so much valuable content that is given to me about financial literacy. You know, I've even started to learn how to trade. You know, I'm a big traveler and I've started to learn how to save a ton of money when it comes to traveling. And I'm even learning these new skills that help me to be able to take advantage of social media and generate income. And I have to tell you, Bill, the information that's being shared, I mean, it's priceless. Some of the mentors that I'm plugging into, I'm telling you, these guys are incredible. Now, listen, if I extended an invitation, Bill, a free invitation for you just to come and join for free, would that be an invitation you'd be willing to accept? What are you going to say, Bill? Bill says yes. He's shaking his head yes for all of you that can't see him. Right? So what did I do? I edified the information in the group. I edified the people that are sharing it, the mentors that I have access to. I edified the opportunities in the group, right? So it starts with creating an xlife free membership, getting them into the community. Now, what else are they getting access to when they're inside of the community? They're also getting access to online events, right? We just had an amazing event. I am a trader. Great event. I'm a newbie when it comes to trading, and I actually found value in it. I don't have my notes in front of me, but there were some really, really great nuggets and resources that were shared that I really appreciated. It was a great event. If I was a prospect and I was inside of xlife and I decided to get on this free online event, that event would have created enough curiosity for me that I was willing to speak to whoever invited me about becoming a member so that I could start accessing some of those training courses. Those of you that were on, would you agree? That's the whole purpose. So now there's going to be online events that talk about travel and online events that are focused. We had one 2 weeks ago that was focused around entrepreneurship and mentorship, right? And mindset and personal development and personal growth. These events are valuable. And what it does is it establishes a foundation for who we are, what we represent, what we're about, and ultimately it all is designed to move your individuals to a place where they're ready to become a member. And there will be different membership options. You'll still have a $65 membership, which is a basic membership option that allows people to have limited access to some of the groups that are available here. I don't have details of all of that yet. You'll have the same $130, I believe, or approximately $130. I think it's $130 membership option. And this will be a combo option that is including both the xlife and the travel. And with that, you will also receive travel points every single month that we're going to talk about how that works, that you can bank, that never expires. And then there will be a all-in pack that is $180, which is our, so you've got your basic, you've got your pro, and let's just call this premium. I don't know what it's going to be called. But the $180 level is going to come with every single little perk, and you guys will know what those are. And these memberships will, that third tier membership will be coming in, I'm sure, the next few weeks. So this is the purpose of xlife. It's just to get people into our culture. Okay, that's the whole purpose of what we're doing with xlife. Now let's kind of keep moving on here. So let's talk a little bit about now what's happening in October. So in October, before the end of this month, and I can tell you that the programmers and the team are working around the clock. They are loading content and working on getting all the content into xlife right now. It's a huge undertaking, just so you guys know. But what we're going to be seeing first is excore. Okay. So what is excore? Let's pull it up. Excore is our trading platform. Up until now, our trading has all been shared through Telegram channels. We are changing that. Now, inside of xlife, there will be those paid groups. All of our different trading teams, which are the brands that you saw on here, will have their own respective communities, and they'll have their own respective cultures. Some of them might even be, you might see them selling, hats, for Empire or the crypto nerds, different hats. And you're going to start to see these brands develop their own kind of identity, right? Because one of the things that are going to allow us to attract some of the best from a mentorship standpoint and continue to feed amazing content is that we are making a commitment to build their brands. So these people that are wanting to create a following and build their brands, we're giving them the platform to be able to do it. So excore is one of the first things it's our global education platform that is launching, and inside you'll have an opportunity to be able to get started. The getting started process is going to be streamlined. So if I get started and I join as a member and I create my xlife account based on whatever membership that I joined, I will have access to the communities that I have paid for. Once I go inside of the community, there will be a getting started process, most likely on demand, for every new team member, right? So I know there are things that you have to do, right? You have to go set up your brokerage account. There's certain things that you have to do and understand before you really show up to your first day of live trading or live education. So there will be an onboarding process that is seamless that allows that person to be able to arrive prepared to their first online course, live course. And the schedule will be there, so you'll know when when they're going to be going live. You'll have the ability to be able to communicate, to comment, to be able to raise questions to the hosts. All of that will be happening inside of these communities. So it's taking it from Telegram, which is really one-dimensional, and amplifying it to a stage that it really starts to create its own life. So XCore is what we're going to be seeing launching first. Of course, we have a huge trading audience around the world in multiple languages. I would dare say that because of this new direction where we are focused on building our traders' brands, we are bringing in some of the best of the best. And that is why we've been able to quickly pivot and develop these different teams and these different brands around the world and attract people that are some of the best educators that are around the world. And we'll continue to do that as they continue to see, some of these other educators that are out there. They're going to see what we're doing within our platform. So that's XCore, okay? So that is the second thing that we are launching. So we've talked a little bit about xlife so far. We've talked a little bit about XCore. I want to just briefly touch on Ronin for just a moment. Okay, I want to touch on Ronin for just a moment. Ronin is our solution to one of the greatest challenges that we're experiencing in the blockchain space right now. And Ronin is a Visa debit card. So we've got Ronin. By the way, the term Ronin, what is it? It means a wandering samurai with no master. I want you to think about decentralization for a moment. What attracted many of you that are involved in blockchain to cryptocurrency? It's the fact that it gives the power back to the people, right? It's that decentralization, right? We're not looking for a master. We're not looking for somebody to tell us what to do with our money, how to spend it, when we can spend it. So what Ronin does, one of the biggest challenges in cryptocurrency is that it's very difficult to get in and out of cryptocurrency. And let's say that you have crypto and you do and are successful at exchanging it somewhere on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance or wherever, then you have to get that money back into your bank account. And that whole process, especially for somebody that's brand new, is intimidating. And sending money from one place to another is very intimidating, because not only do you have to make sure that you're sending the right cryptocurrency, but you have to send it on the right smart chain. And I don't know about you guys, but I've learned the hard way. You don't send the wrong crypto on the wrong chain, because it never comes back, does it, Elise? It never comes back. And it's like, even today, I still, when I go to send it, I take like a deep breath and I like double check and triple check and make sure that everything, because it's a process. Well, what if we could now give you an opportunity to be able to take your cryptocurrency and put it into, I'm going to call it a bankless bank. And I want to be clear here from a disclaimer standpoint. I'm not referring to a bank, but I'm saying that what if you didn't need the bank anymore? What if you got paid? We pay in cryptocurrency here at IX Global. What if you got paid, went into your wallet, decentralized wallet that only you have access to, and now you have a Visa card that you can use anywhere that Visa is accepted around the world against that cryptocurrency? Beautiful, right? Well, we now have that getting ready to come out. It is absolutely going to disrupt the blockchain industry. And I love the fact that there's multiple different options and multiple different cards that are available. I'm going to see if I can pull them up for you here. This to me is super exciting, guys. I think that this is one of the biggest, one of the biggest selling pieces to what we are introducing here over the course of the coming, months, weeks ahead, not even months ahead, but weeks ahead. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up the slide here as I'm talking to you guys. Bouncing around just a little bit here. I've got it, there it is. All right, now I've got our new slide deck up. I had the wrong slide deck up before. All right, here we go. So these are the different cards that we have. And you can see that we have our virtual card, which is just a digital option. It's $65 to be able to get your digital card. And anytime that you buy anything online, you have it's kind of like Apple, right? You've got your digital card that you can use. You can get a physical card sent to you, but you can have the card and just have access to anything that you want to purchase through digital. You have your standard plastic card, which is just like most debit cards that are out there. It's $250. You can see what the conversion fees are, and then the daily load limits are. And then you have your metal cards, right? The metal cards are they come with additional perks and advantages, and you'll be hearing more about some of those as we move forward. But those particular cards have very high limits, and I kind of look at it like, for me, it's going to be a business expense that I will write off, because this card is a conversation piece. The artwork, we're working on our own designer artwork that will be on our black card and our gold cards. And so, there's a lot of different value within Ronin, but to me, this is providing a huge, huge solution in the marketplace as it relates to cryptocurrency and blockchain. And we will continue to look for and provide innovative solutions in the blockchain space moving forward. So Ronin is something that I'm very excited about. And the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I have been waiting for this day, just so you guys know. And that is Dreamtrips X. The word is out. We made the announcement today. I don't have to be careful anymore on these presentations and trainings. I've had to kind of make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing. So let me just tell you something. Dreamtrips is a brand. It is the world's most prestigious travel club in the entire world. A company that had this brand up until 2020, when COVID hit, they did over 900 million in sales just with this product, almost $1 billion. I think it was 930 million in 2020. COVID hit, and unfortunately, travel stopped. It halted, and the network marketing company that had the Dreamtrips product, they went out of business. Dreamtrips has stayed alive. They've continued to focus and serve the travel community in other ways. All of the relationships around the world with all of the resorts, all of the cruises, all of the, this is a decade plus process to be able to put this entire platform together. And I'm excited to re-announce, because Joe announced it this morning, that we have the exclusive license for Dreamtrips for the entire world inside of the network marketing industry. Nobody else can ever have access to this particular product. And I'm telling you guys, it is an amazing, amazing product. This is a product that allows you to be able to have access to travel at wholesale pricing. It gives you opportunities to be able to have access to curated luxury designer trips that only our current members will ever have access to. Why? Because Dreamtrips has put them together. They have worked with resorts, and they continually work with resorts to design these special trips and get special pricing on these trips, and they make them available to our members. And so with that, they have surveyed, tens of thousands of people that have gone on these different trips, what they liked, what they didn't like, and they have perfected them to the point where when you arrive, you've got somebody waiting for you with a sign. You know exactly what you're going to get from start to finish, including the excursions. And so you will have access to the Dreamtrips side, but it's not just Dreamtrips. You're also going to have access to what we refer to as an OTA, which is a booking engine. But the beautiful thing is you have to understand the model. I want you guys to think about Costco for a moment. Costco is a membership model, or Sam's Club. How many of you guys have a Sam's Club or membership, Sam's Club or Costco membership? A lot of you, right? Now, think about it. Why do you do that? Because you have access to wholesale pricing, because they're not raising their pricing on the products. They're actually passing the cost of the prices to you. And how they buy those products, they're not making their money on the margins. They're making their money on the memberships. And the reason we would buy a membership is because we have access to wholesale pricing. Well, imagine if there was a travel club. Many of you guys might book your travel at Priceline or Travelocity or Expedia. Imagine if they had a VIP luxury lifestyle travel club membership that you could join, and then you would get access to the wholesale pricing. And not only that, but the money that you spend every month for your membership, they give it back to you, almost dollar for dollar, for you to use and it never expires on the travel. Like, it's a no-brainer for anybody that travels. And I'm going to show you how you share this in just a moment with someone. Guys, this announcement, I experienced it today. I shared a post up on my wall, kind of just touching on some of the unique selling points, USPs, I call them, unique selling propositions that come with this new announcement. And I already had multiple people saying, is this the same product that was with that previous company, World Ventures, a few years ago? I remember that. I was part of that. Hit me up. I'm super interested. Guys, it has a very, very positive reputation. And in the coming days ahead, you're going to have announcements on business for home. And I'm telling you that anybody that's been in and around network marketing for the last 5 to 10 years or longer knows what Dreamtrips is. And they understand what a significant deal this is. And I want you guys to, and I'm just going to share this. And I don't know if you want me to share it or not, but I'm going to, because I want you guys to, I want you to understand what a great CEO that we have, what a visionary he is. 8 weeks ago, everybody was counting us out. Everybody thought they're going to fold up shop. There's no way they're going to make it. You had, all the naysayers that were out there that had their opinions. And in a matter of 8 weeks, we've had a huge victory against the SEC, number one. And now we've just acquired the number one premium luxury travel membership company in the entire world. We've acquired the license to the exclusivity for all of the network marketing industry that's going to be announced on Business for Home. And all of a sudden, and people are already reaching out to me going, dude, I don't know how you guys did it, but congratulations. It's so great to see you guys rocking and the things that we're accomplishing. Joe spent a lot of money to have this license. We're talking about multiple 7 figures. Won't get into the details. What I can tell you is that he made a huge sacrifice personally to be able to ensure that we as a company have some of the most competitive and innovative products to be able to continue to go and share. And today we made that announcement. Now it's not available. It's not available for a few more weeks. The reason we announced it today is because there's no secrets in network marketing. And we wanted to make sure that we were in control of the message, make sure that we let people know. But I can tell you that just even a few posts and a few, people that have shared it. I know out in Australia, I know Aaron's been sharing the message already and had a lot of excitement around the Pacific Rim, as well here in the United States. It's already creating a buzz, and we're going to continue to create momentum with it. So, we look at that and we look at kind of those pillars that we talked about today. We looked at xlife, excore. We talked about Ronin. We talked about Dreamtrips X, right? You've got 4 solid pillars. Now, inside of xlife, every single month, you're going to continue to see that expanding with new academies where we open up our personal development academies. We open up our entrepreneurship academies as well, right? So at the end of the day, we like to say collect skills, not bills. It's a tagline that ties back to xlife. And that is all about empowering the world, right? Giving them access to information that can help them to change their lives, including ourselves, right? Because how do you start a movement? It starts from within. And that's what xlife is all about. So hopefully you guys understand the vision and how everything kind of ties together a little bit more. And what I'm excited about as a IX Global business owner is that I've got multiple verticals. You might have some people that are interested in travel. That's okay. But are they interested in learning a skill set that can help them to make money instead of putting their money in the bank and letting the bank make money on them? We've got some education focused around financial literacy and more specifically trading. Maybe that's something that they're interested in. And you know what? I promise you, once they come in and they're in xlife and they start to hear a little bit more about how our travel membership works, they're going to be interested in maybe going from that 65 to the 130 so they can have access to our IX travel community, right? So you've got all of these different verticals. You might be able to get somebody into the community just by talking about Ronin and sharing your card, pulling out that gold card or that black card. What a conversation piece when you put it out there for dinner and people ask you what this is. So there's a lot of different ways. I call them like little fishing hooks, right? You got a lot of different bait to be able to throw out there to be able to start piquing interest. Now, what does it look like with the prospect? What's the process that we take this prospect through? That's the next thing that I want to get into. Now, first of all, I'm going to share 3 things with you. A very basic elementary, but it still works. And I think that sometimes we overcomplicate network marketing. I think at the end of the day, simplicity, duplication in network marketing looks like simplicity, right? So simplicity comes from what? Success in network marketing looks like duplication, and duplication comes from simplicity. I'll say that again. Success in network marketing looks like duplication. Duplication comes from simplicity, because we overcomplicate it. I overcomplicate it. We overcomplicate it all the time by trying to say too much. And here's the three basic elements that you need. If you want to lead with the opportunity and you want to introduce somebody to the opportunity, here's three basic questions that you can ask. I believe questions are always the answer. If you are not asking questions, then you are probably selling and telling. The problem with selling and telling is people will put up a wall at a subconscious level because everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. If you are selling and telling about your features and benefits, people are going to naturally resist. If you are asking questions, it changes the dynamic of the entire conversation. And it allows you to be able to now position yourself as somebody who's not selling, but somebody who is serving, right? I always say, serve your way to the top. You got to ask more questions. It's the number one skill set that if I could empower each and every one of you with, it would be to stop selling and start asking questions. So what are some of the basic questions that I would ask somebody? Here's three right here. These are the first three questions that I mastered. Are you happy? Number one. Okay, number two. Do you have a plan in place to give you everything that you want in life? Number three. If no, would you like to see one? Now, it doesn't have to sound so robotic. I might be at lunch with Boomy, and I might, just talking to her a little bit. And I'm not going to say, hey, Boomy, are you happy? Or maybe I will, depending on the relationship. If it's a hot market, somebody I know really, really close. But I might ask other questions that kind of tie into it. For example, how long have you worked at your job? Do you enjoy what you do? Do you like your boss? Do you see yourself being there forever? If you could do anything that you wanted, what would that look like? Right? Those are some different ways to find out if that person is happy. Are they satisfied? Do you feel like you're getting paid what you're worth? Right? That might be another question I might ask somebody. So again, these are three basic. If you're just getting started, if you can master these three questions, hey, are you happy? Do you have a plan in place to get everything you want in life? If not, would you like to take a look at one? Love to send you a presentation. Something that I've been working on that I'm super excited about since I found it. I got to tell you, I've never been more optimistic about the future. I've created an additional revenue stream for my family, and I believe I found a way to be able to leave my blood-sucking job over the next couple of years, and I've never been more excited about it. Just kind of throwing things out there, right? But you guys get the idea. So there's three simple questions. From an opportunity standpoint, everything is kind of centered around that as it relates to opportunity. But let's dive in a little bit more specifically. We already talked about how you, earlier in the training, we've talked about how you move people into xlife and the purpose that xlife is going to serve, right? The key is edifying the information in the group, edifying the people sharing the information, edify the opportunities that are being shared. But let's talk about travel a little bit more. And I'm gonna ask for a role play person here. Boomy, are you available to role play with me for a minute?
I am.
Okay. Well, thank you, first of all. Appreciate you. I'm going to ask some questions, and you guys are going to notice that there's two ways that I could go about this. I could say, hey, Boomy, listen, I hope you're doing well. Man, I got to tell you, I'm so excited because we just launched this new travel product. It's amazing. It's nothing like the other travel products that are out there. And you know what? You can buy access to products wholesale instead of retail. And you know what? You get your money back, Boomy. And I can go on and on and on, and I can pitch Boomy. Okay. That's one approach that I could take with Boomy, and that is what 95% of the industry does. Mm-hmm. Or here's the other approach. Hey, Boomy, how you doing? How's the family? How are things going?
Hey, everybody's doing great.
Yeah, how mom and dad doing out there in Ghana? I've loved watching just their travels and the joy in their faces as they're sharing their pictures. How are things going with them?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. Feeling quite at home. I can't wait to get over there to them.
Yeah, you're going over there, what, in the new year, right after the holidays? Or
yeah, probably February.
Oh, I love that. Well, that is really, really good. Hey, Boomy, I've got a couple questions for you, if you don't mind. Do you have just a couple minutes?
Sure.
Okay. First of all, do you like to travel?
Absolutely. I do it quite frequently.
Yeah, I figured as much, right? I see you on the road all the time and all of your fun little trips that you're taking. How many trips do you think that you take each year? You know, if you had to just guess, right? Including staycations, you know, all the little short trips that you might take for business or, you know, even vacations. How many trips would you say that you might take per year?
Probably about at least 4 or 5.
Okay, 4 to 5 trips a year. Okay, and those 4 to 5 trips, you know, when you think about like where you're staying at hotels and resorts or condos or VRBOs, even the staycations, little hotels here and there, how much would you say on average, if you just had to guesstimate, that would you spend on a yearly basis?
Let's see. Well, last year, my accountant just told me yesterday I spent 27,000, which I didn't know I spent that much. That was quite a bit. But I would say, I don't know, on average, maybe like, I would say like 8. That's what I would have thought.
Okay. So 8,000 or more last year, 27,000. You know what? I can relate to that, first of all, because I think that people always ask me, what do I invest in? And, you know, I try to invest in a lot of things, but there's nothing that I think gives a greater return on investment than investing in your family, right? Creating amazing life experiences with the people that you love and care about most. Let me ask you this. So who do you generally book with? Like, what's your go-to if you're going to go look for what the price is on a hotel or you know, where do you generally book?
Let's see. Well, if it was up to me, I would win all my trips with my business.
Yeah. I love that.
But I have mainly I just kind of do Airbnb, or sometimes I do Hotwire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just try to look on the internet for good deals, or just go straight to the hotel and hopefully they're not charging too much.
Okay. So kind of a random question, but are you a member of Costco or Sam's Club at all?
Yeah, I have a Costco membership.
Okay. So you're obviously familiar with their business model then. You know, they don't make money per se on the products when it comes to markups, but you buy a membership and you get access to the wholesale prices on what they sell. And of course, they pass along the cost to you, the member. And it's amazing how they've built this empire just on memberships. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say that TravelWire, Airbnb, some of these companies that you've booked with recently, let's say that they had a similar membership service where they had a VIP lifestyle travel membership for around $100 a month. And with that membership, you would gain access to wholesale pricing, just like you do at Costco, on all of your bookings, all of your hotels, your condos, your cruises. It'd be pretty awesome, right?
I mean, that sounds good. 100. I've never seen a company that can give you that for about $100 though. I mean,
Well,
that sounds
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, what if they gave you not only do you gain access to all this travel and you're not paying retail, right? You're getting access to wholesale. So essentially what they're getting the prices for. But what if they gave you the money back that you spent? You know, you spend around $100 a month and they give you $100 back in the form of travel points that you can use. It never expires, that you can use for all of your future bookings. So now you're spending $100 a month, you gain access to wholesale pricing, and they give you the $100 back in a travel bank, and every month they add $100 to it. And anytime you go to travel in the future, you would just be able to use those points to be able to book your travel.
So I'm spending like about $1,500 a year to get, but they're going to give that money back to me for me to be able to travel.
Yeah, they're going to give
So
it to you.
basically, so
100%.
that sounds like it's not costing me anything.
And not just only is it not costing you anything, but you're now getting access to the wholesale side, right? So when you do go book, you're saving money on top of that, right? So that means you know, and when you do go to travel, you've already built up this travel bank to pay for your hotel or your resort or your condo. I mean, and it comes with VIP concierge, daily discounts, an online travel agency, a private jet and yacht charter service. If that's something that floats your boat, luxury vacation rentals, a global VIP access when you're traveling, all of those things. And you're right. You're spending $100 a month, but that's something that you're already spending anyways, and you're going to get that back to be able to travel. Would that be something that you could see yourself utilizing?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really good, but I mean, have you used it? Because things sound good when people talk about it, but sometimes like when you get there, then you're like, oh, I don't know about this place. I mean, have you ever used it yourself?
I not only use it, I am a card carrying member. And you know what? I got to tell you, it does exist. It's the reason why I joined. Welcome to Dreamtrips X. It's the most recognized and award vacation lifestyle membership in the entire world.
Wow.
And I'm so excited about it. I mean, I'd love to send you a little bit more information about it just so that it kind of breaks it down so you can see how it works. Circle back around with you in the next 24 hours and see, if you have any questions. Would that work for you?
Well, that sounds good because I know I see you and your wife online traveling a lot, and you all don't look like you look like you stay in nice places. And I like nice places. So, I mean, if you think it's good, yeah, definitely. I'll take a look.
Awesome. Thank you, Boomy. I appreciate that.
You're
Now,
welcome.
which one sounds better? Me calling Boomy and going, hey, Boomy, let me tell you all about this stuff, or what we just went through. Did you notice that the entire time from start to finish, where she said, yes, I'm willing to take the next step, all I did is ask questions. Do you guys see the difference? It's all about asking the right questions, guys. It's all about asking the right questions.
Travis,
So, yes, sir.
the questions are the answer.
Bingo.
And I didn't feel like I was being sold. I felt like I was in a conversation.
It was just a conversation, guys. That's it. Here's the thing. If you're not having conversations, you're not in business. The objective of the conversation is just to move that person to the next exposure tool, right? But I'm not going to make it sound like, you guys notice, like, I pay attention to Boomy. I see her traveling. I know what's going on in her life. I watch. So that in itself conveys that I'm not just calling because I want something. Like I have a relationship with Boomy, and even if we don't talk every day, I pay attention. I know what's going on. And so I threw some of that in there about her mom and her dad. So I wanted her to know that I care about that. I care about what's going on in her life. But at the same time, I had an objective. The objective was to ask questions. It allows me to control the conversation, to get yeses all the way through, right? Because now I'm getting her programmed into saying yes, saying yes, saying yes, piquing her interest, right? Which is the number one objective of the conversation, was just to pique her interest enough that she's willing to do what? Watch the presentation. That's it. That was it. I wasn't trying to sign her up. And I certainly wasn't trying to sell her. And that is the biggest transition that you have to make in business, in network marketing, to be a professional. Now, I can do this with travel. I can do this with trading. I can do this with Ronin. Hey, are you into crypto? Kevin, you like cryptocurrency? I know Kevin would say yes.
No. Sorry, I'm driving right now. Sorry about that.
Are you a crypto? Do you have a cryptocurrency wallet?
I do.
And how long have you been in crypto, Kevin?
Oh God, a little, off and on, trying to really a student of it. But probably 5-6 years.
Oh yeah. So you're like me. You've probably chased some of the crazy deals that we've heard out there, learning the hard way sometimes, but you're still in it and learning and loving it, right?
Yeah, man. I've kind of gotten burned a few times, except for one that I really fell in love with, and it has blessed us.
Hey, Kevin, would you agree that probably one of the biggest problems in cryptocurrency today is just moving in and out of crypto, like liquidating your crypto, or having to go to all of these different exchanges, and then when you have to send it, you got to make sure you send it on the smart chain. Like, has that ever been a thorn in your side before?
It has always been a grueling process. Yes.
Yeah, and have you ever sent money? I gotta say I'm guilty of this, but have you ever sent money and realized you sent it on the wrong chain and it's gone, and it was like a very expensive learning lesson?
Too many times to count. Yes.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Well, listen, hey, if there was a way that you could avoid all of that risk and you could get in and out of crypto really easily, and in fact, you could use your crypto with a simple debit card that anywhere that Visa is accepted around the world, and you no longer had to even worry about putting your money into the bank at all. You could just bypass that whole process, almost kind of like a bankless bank, if you will. Would that be something that you would be open and interested in?
Gosh, if that's even possible, you betcha.
Awesome. Well, listen, if I send you a presentation that can explain it a lot better than I can on how it all works, would you be willing to take a look at it and just let me know what your thoughts are?
Yeah, it'd be crazy not to, man.
Awesome. When do you think you might be able to take a look at it?
When I get off of work, give me about 20 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So if I called you tomorrow morning, you've had a chance to look at it?
Yeah, you got it, man. Send it.
Awesome. What time tomorrow is good for you?
How about 6:30 p.m. Pacific?
Perfect. I'm gonna put you on the calendar. Thanks, Kev. Got to run. I'm gonna shoot that over to you right now.
Awesome, brother. Thank you, man.
I asked questions the entire time, controlled the conversation, and literally led him to the point where I got a commitment that he would watch it. And I took it a step further this time and even scheduled my follow-up before I got off the phone. And I never did anything but ask questions. Questions are the answers. And you can do this with every single thing that we do. So I know I'm going a little long. I wanted to be done in an hour. So I'm going to finish with just, real quickly, we've been through about maybe 5 more minutes. Stick with me, and then we're going to wrap up. I gave you an example now of the 4. We talked about how you can pique someone's interest with a conversation, right? Without conversations, there it is. I'm looking for my marker, right? So we talked about how we have conversations, and ultimately those conversations are designed to get your prospect into a funnel, right? The average prospect needs 5 exposures before they say yes, just so you know. They need 5 exposures. So those of you trying to have a one-call close, selling and convincing, that might be why you're not having success or why you're getting met with opposition, right? If somebody came to my door right now, knocked on my door, and I look out the window and it's a guy with a clipboard or a girl with a clipboard, I'm like, so he's trying to sell me something, right? Immediately, my walls go up. It might be something that I want. In fact, it probably is, because when they come, I always know I'm a sales guy, and sales guys are the best people to sell to. But so I don't even open the door because I know I'm going to end up buying the stupid vacuum that I don't need. But, you get these, we put up these walls at a subconscious level. So you have to learn how to navigate past that initial skepticism, and questions do that. So everything starts with a conversation. What dictates your success? How many conversations you're having. It's that simple, right? And you're going to get better at it. You're not going to be able to probably in the first try to just ask questions the whole way, but it does help to have some different questions and scripts in front of you that you could write some of these things out and just kind of have them in front of you. But conversations lead what? They lead to an invitation. In every single example that I shared with you, or when I went through with Boomy and with Kevin, I gave them an invitation to do what? To watch a presentation. Okay? To become an xlife member for free, right? So they can join my community, so that I can follow up, right? And so we can have another conversation and I can answer their questions. And if I can't answer their questions at this stage, and this stage only, do you now request a 3-way call? I do not do 3-way calls after somebody's just had a little conversation with somebody and now they want to put them on the phone with me. Why? Because they have not been through the process properly yet. Listen to this. This is one of the most important things I can share with you. The process builds the value. Dollars follow value. If you want to learn how to sell $1,500, $3,000, and $4,500 packs, you have to learn the process and you have to stick to it. And if you want to build a successful business, you have to teach it to your teams. Otherwise, they will run you ragged. Kevin and Sarah will tell you, because they've worked with me for years. Kevin or Sarah, will I do a 3-way call if somebody has not been through these process? I know they're driving, so they might not be able to unmute. But
No. I'm sorry. I just had to. The sun's right in my eyes.
It's okay.
West. No, you won't. And even in the beginning, when I first met you, I remember we would we'd kind of beg you, come on, try. And you're like, no, we didn't get it at first, but we understood why. We understand why now.
It can drive you crazy at first because you're just like, man, I talked to somebody and they're interested. But here's the thing. If you put them on the phone with somebody at that stage, they're going to look at that person as just a salesperson, and it's just going to be that same resistance. They're going to put up the wall. They're going to be defensive. They're going to start rapid firing questions. Those questions mean your third party, your upline, who's on the call is going to lose posture, right? And so if you take them through a process, every step, it lowers their guard a little bit more, that initial resistance, to the point now when they get to here and now they're ready to have sincere questions. What it does is it shows a sincere interest. And now you bring your upline onto the call to answer those questions, provide third-party validation, which is super important, and then ultimately help you get to the place where they collect a decision. So your job as a network marketer is to move them through the process, this process here. And again, everything starts with these conversations and learning how to pique interest. How do you pique interest? Ask more questions. That's it, guys. This is the model. I'm telling you, this is the formula. And ultimately, you get to here. Everything that we do is aimed at this, which is collecting a decision. I don't care. I do care. I want them to say yes. I want them to join my team as a builder or as a customer. But the reality is, what I really care about here is that they make a well-informed decision. If they tell me no here, okay. I just want it to be a well-informed decision, because if they tell me no here, it's not a well-informed decision. You know what it is? It's a decision based on their perception of what this is without really taking a look. So it's our job to have those conversations, ask questions, move the initial resistance barrier down, and then take them through a process that ultimately builds the value. And then that value, dollars always follow value, right? Dollars always follow value. So this is the process that I'm taking everyone through. This is where xlife fits into the equation. Now, I can do conversation to xlife. That might not be, the presentation could come third, depending on, how I approach someone, right? If I'm approaching somebody about xlife and the information that's in there, I'm going to have a conversation that leads to xlife, and then I'm going to follow up and then invite them to watch a presentation. So the order might switch a little bit, but the process and the mission and it stays the same. Now, I'm going to close with 5 steps that I'm going to give you guys today. And then from those 5 steps, I'm going to open it up for Q&A. I'm going to stop the recording. We'll open it up for Q&A. But step number 1 is, I told you at the beginning of this training, I'm going to ask you to decide. Are you a 1, 2, or 3? Are you a waiter? You going to sit back and wait? Are you number 2? Are you a spectator? Are you a watcher? All right, you should watch everybody else kind of go and build their dream life and cheer them on. Or number 3, are you going to take action? Are you going to be a dream merchant? Are you a dream merchant that's going to get out there and you're going to go tell everybody, notify everybody of what you're up to? Do you realize you have 3 responsibilities as a network marketer? It's to contact your friends, colleagues, family, and colleagues. Right? Friends, family, and colleagues. That's number 1, contacting them. Number 2, notify them of what you're up to. And number 3, invite them to take a look. That's really it. Those are your 3 responsibilities. If you break it down, that's your responsibility. So the first question that I would ask you is decide. Are you a waiter? Are you a spectator? You going to watch? Or are you going to go all in? What do you guys think? Where are you at?
I'm going all in.
Going all in. I love it, Kevin. Thank you. Okay, number 2. The next thing that I'm going to have you do is if you haven't done this yet, you need to get back active again, right? You need to activate your membership. You need to activate your membership if it's not active right now. It's time to get back onto the 65 to 130. Decide if you are going to be basic and you don't necessarily want to participate in the fullness of the compensation plan, or 130 you do, right? I know that not everything is available right now. You'll still have access to the trades that are happening in the Telegram channels until xlife goes live here over the next couple of days. We're still a few weeks away from Dreamtrips getting going. It's all about just taking those steps. I'm never going to ask somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do. And I want to start accumulating those points, and I want to qualify for Cancun. And to do that, you have to be active, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, you kind of alluded to it. I want you to put this in your calendar. If it's not written in your calendar, it's not real, right? If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. Sorry, I had to yell real quickly. Somebody was at my front door. So So I want you to put it on the calendar. And I want you to make a decision that you're going to be there, right? I want you to make a commitment that you're going to be there no matter what it takes to get there. Do you have an option to be able to earn and qualify through our promotion that was announced? Or you have an opportunity to be able to pay. But to be there for the launch event where we're going to announce some really, really exciting things and lay out the vision for 2024, and essentially where all of this pre-launch is going to start coming together is essential. And here's one of the most important things. And Boomy alluded to it. She said, man, I see where you guys travel and I see where you guys have been staying. Guys, this is a 5-star luxury, top of the line trip that would cost you about $7,000, $8,000, just so you know, for this hotel to go there. All inclusive. It's not the inclusive where you're going to the, you know, the food that's been, you know, set out from 2 days before. And it's like, you know, bottom of the barrel alcohol if you drink. This is premium, top of the line, top shelf, everything. And you have an opportunity to be able to go if you pay your way. I think it's, what did he say? It was $1,500 for one person, $2,500 for 2 people. But you can qualify to get there pretty simply, especially if you're focusing on our new packs. And so I want you to put this in the calendar and make a commitment to be there. Whatever it takes, right? Put it in the calendar. Number 4, I'm going to challenge you to look at our membership packs. Okay? Our membership packs. And I'll pull them up for you. Our membership packs have a ton of value. If you understand the value of these packs, you'll understand why it makes sense to upgrade to whatever pack makes the most sense to you. Let me go through these for you real quickly so that you kind of understand the value of each one of these. Number 1, you've got a $500 pack that comes with the Excore Unlimited. So that means you get everything that Excore is going to offer. You're going to get access to Odyssey Pro, which is everything that it has to offer, which is our business mentoring. And you're going to see VIP mentoring calls that are going to start happening on a weekly basis, just like this, that you will have access to. You're going to gain access to the travel club. You're going to gain access to, you're going to get $1,000, 1,000 points that immediately go into your travel bank that never expire. You're going to get $1,000 that never expire. So if you add all this up and the value here, we're talking about $1,500 or so, maybe a little more in value for $500. So for those of you that want to take advantage of and kind of get a jump start and lead the way, again, I said something earlier, I'll never ask somebody to do something I'm not willing to do myself as a business. I believe that in businesses, you want to lead by example and lead out front. Boomy asked me another question that she kind of threw at me that comes up often. She said, well, have you tried it? Have you done it, right? People will ask you that. What did you do? People will duplicate what you do. They'll ask you, well, what did you do? So you got to think about, what do you want duplicating in your organization based on that question that people ask you. Number 2, $1,500 pack. By the way, these are one-time packs. This is not monthly. This is a membership pack. Now, do you as a current IX Global rep have to buy a membership pack? No, you have a membership. You just want to stay on your 65 and 130 and have access. You can do that. There's no requirement. Does somebody new coming in the door have to buy one of these? No, they can just go right under the membership. This is for people that essentially want to go all in. They want to build a business. I call these business building packs. And this is an opportunity for them to be able to get a jump start on their travel. Do you realize that travel is now a write-off for those of you that have a travel business? Why? Because everywhere I go, I'm filming reels. I'm filming videos. I'm holding up my Dreamtrips X little banner. Everywhere that I go, the more travel you do, the more people take notice. So now I want these travel points because I'm going to get the money back anyways. I'm going to spend $500. I'm going to get $1,000 in travel back. Plus, I'm going to access a wholesale membership site. So that's one, the $500, the $1,500. Again, 1 month of everything, but now you get the black card. So you get the metal card. And you get the exclusive digital pass. And the digital pass, they haven't talked to you about it yet, but the digital pass is going to have a lot of really cool perks, incentives that I'm not allowed to get into yet, but you guys will see that there's going to be a lot of access to a lot of our online events that are happening specifically for our digital members. We are going to launch a VIP mentoring and training and education platform that goes over and above just the basic training that we do here for all of our members, but we're going to take that to the next level. And so you're going to get that and a few other perks as well. And so that is included. And also you're going to get $3,000 worth of travel given to you. Never expires. Never expires. So that's now, what you're looking at about I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood. What's the black card again? Black card was, I think it was $1,250. So you're probably about $5,000 worth of value here on this particular pack for $1,500. And then the $3,000 pack comes with the black card. It comes with the Bob Proctor Legacy Pro. So for those of you that are into personal development and mentorship, we have an outstanding, Bob Proctor is probably one of the most visionary personal development individuals of our era. Recently passed away, may he rest in peace, but he left us with his last personal development course that you get to go through, and it's outstanding. It is absolutely incredible. We just wrapped up a kind of a mentoring group that went around it for the last 10, 12 weeks, and it was amazing. And so you get access to the Bob Proctor Legacy Pro, and you also get 5,000, again, and then the 5,000 travel points as well. And then, so again, if you add all that up, now we're getting over close to, I think it's like $9,000 worth of value for this $3,000 pack. And finally, our Elite X pack is amazing. And by the way, when I say 1 month, 1 month, and 1 month, it means that if I buy the pack, I do not have to pay for my membership the next month, just to be clear. So if I buy a membership pack, if I upgrade to one this month, I do not have to pay for my membership next month. It's included. And then the last one is our $4,500 level, 5,000 points that you're going to get. You know, Boomy spent $8,000 on travel last year. This is a great option for you, Boomy. Here's why. Because you spent you spent $27,000 last year. Spent $8,000 on average. So for $4,500, you're going to get $5,000 worth of travel. You're going to get access to our wholesale. You're going to get access to all the perks, our online, concierge club. You're going to get access to all of the concierge, the VIP concierge, all of that. You're also going to have membership paid for the next 3 months. Don't have to worry about that. And you're going to get a $2,500 24 karat gold card. 24 karat gold card that is going to be one of the best advertisements for your business that you could possibly have, because it's an amazing conversation piece. And Boomy, our entire business is built around conversations. So you've got some different options and levels and ways that you can get started. My challenge to you, and number 4, is to pick a membership pack and get it upgraded. Get it upgraded. They're available for upgrades in your back office. They will be available in the next, hopefully, week for new members coming in the door as well. Right now, they're available for current members for upgrade. And then the number 5 action step to take is to go tell the world. Tell the world. You notice that a lot of the leaders out there today didn't hesitate to start sharing this in their stories. They didn't hesitate to start sharing this on Facebook and Instagram and talking about the fact that we just acquired, how did I put it? I want you to hear this language again. Yeah, X out of this real quick. I'm going to say this language one more time here. So we just acquired the most recognized and award vacation lifestyle membership club in the world. And we, IX Global, have exclusive licensing rights to it. I'll say it one more time. We just acquired a license to be the exclusive network marketing company to represent the most recognized and award vacation lifestyle membership club in the world. So my invitation is to come fly with us, because we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop the recording here real quickly. And I want to thank you for watching. If you watched this on replay or on demand, and you're maybe here with us brand new, welcome to the team. Welcome to the community. Let's go out and dream big. Let's work hard, and let's go change some lives.